thought it would be funny to show y'all how much debt I've racked up since getting fired in September and being unemployed for the last 9 months.
About $248,000 in debt, and I work at a paycheck.
They finally repossessed the Tesla after 2 years of not paying on it.
Hi, my name is Meredith St. John, and I'm not paying my debt anymore.
Today's video is pure chaos, from women walking out on bill payers to Tesla repos, Target debt math, and a full-blown broke revolution. Let's get to it.
You can't pay my bills. You can't do that.
I just watched a girl kick out her boyfriend because he couldn't pay bills for the last 2 months.
But he been paying the bills for the last 4 years.
She kicked him out with his kids.
I feel like when men come in, they take care of women, and they don't even. You taking care of women who don't even know how to save properly. You taking care of women who don't even know how to invest, and you taking care of women who once you fall short.
He paid the bills for 4 years and still got kicked out. The entitlement era is real.
I have to pay the bills. Your daddy ain't never did shit. But I'm a single mother, and I have to take care of all of you guys.
It's not my responsibility.
And I have to make sure that you guys are being fed, and there's a roof over your head, and you have shoes.
It's not my responsibility to take care of the family. And you still asking me for money.
Can we go in the store now? I need something to eat. Can you buy me something to eat?
Generational delusion. Everybody wants help, but nobody wants accountability. Watch the next one.
I feel like this will make someone feel better, so I'm about to tell my business, but I have no car, no place, no job. I'm in a rental, so they finally repossessed the Tesla after 2 years of not paying on it. Same thing happened because I had a failed business and $1 million in debt, and I almost lost my mind that time. But this time around, I have so much faith.
A Tesla 2 years behind, you're still blaming the economy? You can't even make this up.
Do y'all know that the average American doesn't have any money left over, but maybe $200 or $300 left after they get paid?
Welcome to the reality, sweetheart. Let's see what else she got to say.
Every 2 weeks or every month. Did y'all know that? I'm sorry, but I literally feel like it drive me to voluntary homelessness. I would volunteer to be homeless. There's no way they'd have me out here working for anybody, and I can't live life after I pay bills.
I can guarantee you this, half of California feels the same way.
Y'all can have these bills back. Take the car, take the crib, you can have it. Thank you.
I thought it would be funny to show y'all how much debt I've racked up since getting fired in September and being unemployed for the last 9 months. It's pretty bad. I only have 3 cards and I've maxed out majority of them. So here's one credit card. Here's my second, which is maxed out and actually over, interestingly enough. Same for this one.
$13,000 in debt on credit cards and you're only 23 years old? It's diabolical.
Yep, that's me. Meaning that's a whopping $11,632.98.
My bad. I was off by 2,000.
As of yesterday, I have no job, barely any money in my account, racks of bills I have to pay, no leads towards a job. In the process of that, I went through a divorce, a separation. That is an experience within itself.
Why would you continue to keep putting yourself in situations to where your back is against the wall? Let's continue.
And here I am in August of 2025.
I have about $14,000 left of debt. And that means that in order for me to pay off everything that I need to, let's just get some interest. So I'm just going to round it up to $15,000 worth of debt, which that's overestimating also. So then I would have to make $3,750 worth of payments a month.
That's a lot of money to pay just for items that did nothing but decrease in value. And if you agree, hit that button. This next girl obviously just owes too much.
About $248,000 in debt, and I work on a Target paycheck. Let me explain. And that includes my mortgage and my car loan right now, so I don't have any student debt. Thank God. Bought my house for $210,000, and it's now about $161,000. Mortgage payment for every month is about $1,400, and I signed at a 6.38 interest rate. It's honestly a little high. I signed a little bit after COVID. I really wish I got that COVID house rate. I did not. So sad. My car is about $38,000. I put about $16K down, and I owe about $18,000. We love a car payment. This is the first time I had a car payment, and I'm crashing out, but that's okay.
Sounds like you put too much money down on the car, but let's continue.
TikTok is paying for my car, so thank you guys. I love you guys for that. And a 72-month loan for my car, which I hope to pay off early, but that brought it down to 6.29 APR, and then my monthly payments are about 308, which honestly is not too bad for a brand new 2025 car. That brings the grand total to $250,000 in debt. However, I've paid some of that off obviously in the house and the car, so I'm only $180,000 of debt working at Target. That's really not that bad. Brings the grand total to $250 in debt. However, like I said, I did pay some stuff off in the house and in the car, so I only really owe $180. So girl math, that's doing really well. And luckily I don't have student loans, so that is really nice.
The good thing is she has a strategy and she's probably living a minimalist lifestyle, which is realistic. Most people would be ashamed because they don't have enough to go to the club. They don't have enough to go get a fancy haircut, buy an outfit. But in reality, if you strategize, you can get what you want.
Hi, my name is Meredith St. John, and I'm not paying my debt anymore because all of it is literally made up. The United States government doesn't pay their debt either. Those millionaires in the wealthy class, hey, they don't pay their debt either. They don't even pay their fines. They file bankruptcy, okay? And if you're afraid to do it, that's fine. I'll do it on my own. I'll document everything, and I'll show you how easy it is to get around this.
This is how you get over when you have rich friends that teach you the game.
I am so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of watching people suffer. I'm sick and tired of us not knowing what to do. I'm sick and tired of the Democrats going and sitting on their hands in Congress and the House of Representatives. This is doing something, and it might be delusional. It might amount to nothing. I don't care, dude.
You're just having a mental breakdown dealing with the fact that the world is not perfect. Everyone goes through this.
I literally don't care. All of us should be crashing out more. This is one thing I know that I can do right now that's actually gonna matter. We need to come for their wallets. We can never organize enough to boycott something. None of us have the discipline to strike and to boycott.
Man, you're seeing strikes and boycott all day long. It's just that whenever you get fed up, you want the world to adjust to you at that moment. That's what's happening.
And we have FOMO, so how about we keep our money? How about that? How about a revolution where we rest? How about a revolution where we do less? Every single time we have to revolt against the government and stand up for our rights, we have to work even harder than we already are. And it's impossible right now because they've literally pushed us to the limit. We're working way too much.
People have to start living below their means because there's somebody right now that want your life, but you want somebody else's life.
What we have to do is take our money back. We have to take our time back. We have to take our rest back. This is ridiculous.
And that's called homelessness.
So anyway, what I'll be doing.
Can't be the only person who feels like this. So I'm 30 years old. I'm unemployed for 4 months. I literally can't get a job. I've applied to over 150 jobs.
How did you apply to 150 jobs? See, they think the internet makes it easier for you to get hired. No, it makes you more lazy. Back in the day, we had to actually walk into the store. That's the fastest way to get hired, is showing up at the business.
I now have negative $4.41 in my savings account because of the monthly service fee that just hit. I don't know when I'm going to get a job. I feel very lost. This feeling of being unemployed and applying to jobs and retailing your resume, getting rejected, and then seeing the job reposted literally 2 weeks later is demoralizing.
What did you do on the interview? Because you have to understand, there's hundreds and thousands of people probably filling out the same job application. So they might hire somebody, they person shows up and they're like, oh no, it's not what it is. You look good on paper. Now we got to fire you and start all over again. It's not like they just go through the next applicant.
And remembering that I am still worthy and I am still valuable has been very difficult. I left my last job because it was destroying my mental and physical health. I liked the job, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I applied to a new job, and I was going to make the most money I was ever supposed to make in my life. And they laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start due to company reorganization.
That's the part that sucks, is when companies don't know what they want to do and the workers think that this is a come up, they're possibly getting hired, and then the company's like, oh no, we can't afford that. Big letdown.
And I haven't been able to find a job since. I don't have a Roth IRA. I don't have any type of investment accounts. I don't know if I'll ever own a house. I am married, but we're both children, to be quite honest with you.
What is the hubby doing? Like, you're making this sound like you're out here on your own, but you're still living off his money?
I live in an apartment that we no longer afford because I lost my job. Moved down here for the job that laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start. So when you sign a lease, you just can't get out of it like that. That's not how that works.
I feel bad to the fact that she had to move into the city and then got fired. Now they stuck with a whole bunch of rent, but it's something that seems to be normal now. And if you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep going.
Posted about the fact I'm 26 years old and I'm in $95,487.73 worth of debt, and I want to talk about it.
Believe it or not, that's not bad. That's actually low for majority of Americans.
Up until 24 hours ago, I did not know that was actually the total of all of my debt, credit cards, and student loans. That number also does not include my auto loan, and if we are adding in my auto loan, the total number is $110,938.83.
It's still fair. People are going to go in debt that much. I know I went in about $185,000 and had to climb out of there.
Since totaling up all of my debt, I don't think I've actually gotten one good breath of oxygen in the last 24 hours. I feel like there is an elephant sitting on my chest, and I don't think I can sit still because all I keep repeating is $95,487.73.
But you wasn't panicking like that when you were spending the money.
All of this debt was racked up through decisions I made between the ages of 18 and 26. My first associate's degree I got from a community college and I didn't have to pay for because of the Pell Grant, but I decided to go to a university and got my bachelor's degree, which is where I really started to rack up the debt.
And she's probably realizing that it ain't even worth anything now.
Then in the last 2 years, I decided to finish a nursing degree at a community college in the last 2 years, but that's where I started to rack up even more debt. What really sucks is realizing that the majority of these student loans is not from tuition. It's actually from living expenses and living way above my means.
But them nurse bills will add up, especially you get into anything medical. You make a lot of money, but it costs a lot of money to make a lot of money. You'll be working forever.
My debt comprises of 2 credit cards, 5 federal student loans, and 5 private Sallie Mae loans. I can handle the federal student loans, but when I tell you Sallie Mae is bending me over and not in a way I like, it's actually insane.
Because they're going to get their money regardless. You will go in debt. You will lose everything.
Sallie Mae is genuinely evil and they prey on young students. And the reason why they take advantage of young students is because they know if you're reaching out to a private loan like that, you genuinely need it. Out of the 5 Sallie Mae loans I have, one of the interest rates that is the highest is 16.28%. The lowest interest rate I have with Sallie Mae is 9.88%.
Those are bad credit card rates.
Now, my federal student loans are between 4 and 6%, which I think is manageable. Although I had parents who would tell me what I should or shouldn't do, I never had anybody really sit me down and fully teach me financial literacy.
Well, when them teenage girls are going through that age, they think they know everything. You wasn't going to sit down and listen to them anyway.
I never had anybody sit me down and really explain to me the scope of what I was doing and what it would look like in the future when I had to pay for it. In the moment, all of the student loans just felt like fake money because they just kept coming and I just kept spending.
And you wasn't getting a job to keep up to pay back that loan. That's the thing about credit cards, man. You start getting that dopamine release, the more you start buying stuff, you start thinking you're on top of the world because the payback is delayed. And then one day you have nothing but a lot of debt to pay back and all your fun is out the window. Let's continue.
I don't regret any of the experiences I've had between the ages of 18 and 26 or any of the things that I've done, but I do wish that I managed my finances way better than this. I think what's even more sad is a lot of these student loans were going to rent, which my rent was around $1,200 a month, and that's been consistent over the last 2-3 years.
That's pretty much normal.
Thankfully, I do have a finance bro as a boyfriend, and he is really great at managing money and managing wealth, and so I am working with him to do a snowball effect. If I snowball all of my loans at the current rates that they are without consolidating them, I can pay all of this off by 2032.
This is why women want men with money that could come in and pay the bills that she's already paying so she could keep the money to herself to pay off her old lifestyle.
It's really sad because I'm excited about starting my first nursing job next month, but at the same time, I know that all of the money I'm making is going to debt. I'm turning 27 this year, and I wish I could be thinking about starting a family or getting married or buying a house, but really, I can't think about anything but paying off this debt.
And this is why men do not want to be with women that are AKA, I could do everything on my own. Because when he meets you, you are this far in debt that if he marries you, he take on his debt, which means his credit may drop. So yeah, you can't think about having a kid because he's probably like, listen, I'm not going to get married when you having all that debt. And I agree.
The last thing I would want to do is bring a child into this world while I have debt hanging over my head. So it almost feels like my life is kind of hold right now, but I feel like it's even more motivation to just pay this off as quickly as possible. It is what it is, what's done is done, and at the end of the day, if you are in your early 20s and you're thinking about taking out student loans, I urge you to reconsider and ask yourself whether or not you really truly need it.
But I told my daughters, you better decide if you want to go to college for real. Because you can't get up in there and start changing your major around. You still gonna owe the money back.
I knew then what I know now. I would tell myself that no experience, no desire, no want is worth the stress that I feel now.
Has any other millennial just decided that they're not paying off their debt?
Trust me, most people are not gonna pay off their debt. They're gonna wait till they die.
That there's just no point. They're not paying off the student loans. They're not addressing the medical bills. You're not addressing the credit card debt. You don't give a about debt to income ratio. You're just deciding that you're not going to do. I don't want a $600 to $700, $800, $900 car note. I don't. I have a 2013 Kia.
It's to each his own. Each person is different.
It's paid for. I don't want that car note. I have decided that I do not need to use my credit. If I can't buy it cash, I don't need to dip into this realm of basically saying you can't afford it, so use your credit until you're able to pay it off. I don't want to live an aesthetically pleasing lifestyle. If that's you, hustle culture has taken up a majority of my life, and I don't want any part of it anymore.
And I agree, you should not be spending most of your time working just to have a little bit of fun. If you live below your means, you won't have to be so dedicated to your job, and you can actually have more money to live a better lifestyle. I tell people all the time, I don't own a big mansion because I don't want the HOA fees that come with it, the lawn serving fees that come with it, everything that comes with bigger houses. That money could be used to keep taking a vacation whenever I want.
Chasing the next dollar, I do not want to do. Trying to pay off my debt, credit utilization tools, FICO score, I don't want any part. And I just decided that, like, when my kids get old enough to move out, I'm like, it's gonna downsize. I might live out of a far. Like, I don't even care at this point.
I agree. That's what I did. Went from a bigger house to a regular house.
Their whole lives ahead of them. Mine is pretty much behind me. And I'm just at the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to participate anymore. I don't want to participate in whatever this is. I'm only going to put into the economy what I benefit out of it, which are necessities. And if it's not a necessity, I do not want any parts of it. I don't need it.
And a lot of people grow to understand that as you get older, that all the material stuff don't even make you happy when you get it. Your freedom is what makes you happy. The freedom to do everything stress-free.
And I'm damn sure not going to use credit to get it, because credit's just another way of saying you can't afford it. You're basically living out of your means right now. And that's why you're using your credit until you're able to pay it off. You're using your credit because you don't have the cash right now. And if you did have it, you wouldn't use credit. I don't want it. The debt, I'm over it.
Just don't pay your loans back. You don't owe anybody anything anyway. You see.
And if you agree, hit that like button. Definitely share the video. This your first time watching, hit that subscribe button and get in the comments and let me know how much debt are you truly in. And if you like chaotic videos, go down into the description, click on the playlist. I'll see you on the next video.